as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day.
A big thank you to my lovely Anita Norje for giving us the opportunity to meet this young man, Michael Murphy, to be sure, who is a psychoanalyst, but has actually been in the Costa del Sol telling us what our dreams mean. And I find that fascinating. I never remember my dreams, so it's like I've got nothing to ask you.
Oh, they obviously do their work at night, so if you don't remember them, it's only when they go into nightmare form that really they're screaming at you to pay attention.
Well, I do actually remember as a child having recurrent dream, and it can be very scary when you wake up with a dream that you remember and then you go back to sleep and you have that same dream again and you can't get out of it. What does that mean? What is happening to us with our dreams?
Well, if you have that nightmare as you're talking about, if you don't understand it, what it's trying to tell you, then it will continually recur and in a stronger and stronger form. So that's what's going on with that recurrent
And so our dreams are obviously there to tell us something, or there's something we're trying to work out.
Well done, Nicole, the latest research says that it's updating your strategies for survival. In other words, for the day that's coming, or the week, or the month, that's what your dreams are trying to do. And look, they're 130 million years old, rapid eye movement sleep. It developed through that time, and we dream every night, about 4 times every night, even if you don't remember. It's obviously working something out in your psyche.
Which is obviously when the conflictive good guy, bad guy, all this chatter that we have going on in our head, I suppose, doesn't let us do that analysis during the day.
Good
so
point.
While we're rebooting at night,
that's it. Well, yes, the hard
time.
disk in our computer is working it out all the time.
If we don't understand our dreams, we don't do anything about it. Is that a problem? Is there a way that maybe someone like you can help us take advantage of those messages that we're receiving?
Yeah, well, if you think about it, our conscious life that we operate every day, it's like looking through the viewfinder of a mobile phone, whereas our unconscious is the huge cinemascope screen. So it makes sense to pay attention to what's coming from the unconscious. Now, you don't just act on that unconscious. It's a new third position. You bring your consciousness to bear and say, okay, it told me last night that I should kill someone. So your consciousness will say no, and that's a wrong position to hold, but there must be an intermediate way, a third position that can take me forward and give me direction in my life going forward. So I work with clients all the time as a psychoanalyst, and it's a good picture, a snapshot of what's going on in a person's psyche when they can bring their dreams. I always work with their dreams.
Well, I'm going to take advantage now to find out what's going on in Tina Hall's psyche, because our beautiful blonde bombshell guest this week said to me that she had a dream last night that she'd got her boyfriend Sergi, I'd got her boyfriend Sergi, to dress up in a blonde wig to look like Tina and to come on the show and like to play a trick on her kind of thing. And then she woke up. So I'm not really sure. What would we say about Tina thinking her boyfriend was going to come and dressed up like her to be on the show?
Oh my goodness. Now,
where do we start with this
one?
one?
Where do you start with that one? Yeah, and particularly dress up as a woman, which is an interesting concept. There's something fluid going on in that. Yes. So, but again, is it expressing perhaps a little nervousness on Tina's part that she would prefer to have somebody else do the interview in her place? And who better than her boyfriend who knows her, you know? So I think that's what's
how lovely.
Going on. Yes.
Oh, see, there can be nice interpretations
there can, of
to
course.
dreams. That's a nice one.
All dreams want what's best for us. That's, Nicole, that's what's going on all the time. So that's why it's important to pay attention to.
How did you become so interested in this dream aspect when you psychoanalyze somebody? How important is it that they sleep well, that they're having a good, correct sleep dream pattern?
Yes. Well, if you go back 150 years, it was Freud who considered dreams to be the royal road to the unconscious. So I trained as a psychoanalyst in France and did my clinical training in Dublin. And always, dreams are an important part of an analysis of anybody who's involved. And it's different when you're working with the client. Although you might have a good idea what the dream is about, you have to draw it out from them, because their particular associations are very important. And occasionally you find people who go to a dream dictionary and say, that vase of flowers means such and such a thing. No, it depends on your own associations.
Exactly, how you interpret, which is therefore your perception, how you're going to understand it.
Very important.
Quite fascinating. In fact, it's so fascinating that you do far more than just see people. You're an author, you also are a presenter, you've done so much. You obviously feel the need to communicate your knowledge with the world. Why do we need to know all these things? What are you trying to tell us?
I'm trying to help people to pay attention to what is being directed in their lives. In other words, the unconscious is all the time giving us messages, trying to bring our lives back into balance. So if we pay attention to what our dreams, which are an expression of the unconscious, we can bring our lives back into balance and not be too out of sync. For example, you might be over-concentrated on work, or you might be absolutely torn apart by relationships. But the dreams will try to bring you back into the center of the seesaw so that you're not at either end, going up too high or down too low.
A lot of the times when people have situations, they are the ones who are least indicated to realise they're in a situation.
Yes.
That it's hard to see when you're in. What are those signs, those telltale signs that someone could say, oh, maybe I need to get a grip on this? What should we look out for?
Well, it's what you said earlier, isn't it? Maybe they're waking up at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and not able to get back to sleep. Or they're constantly stressed and running around from one situation into another. If they feel they're in a sort of a downward spiral, if they're feeling close to tears or on edge all the time, then they really should pay attention to what's going on in their lives, take a step back and deal with whatever situation has to be dealt with. Look, there's only one thing that we cannot deal with, which is death. You know, there is always hope until that final whistle blows on the pitch.
Yeah, and we're going to make sure that we enjoy every single moment of it, and thanks to people like Michael Murphy, that is easier. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Pleasure
Nicole.
and honour to meet you. See you when you come back next time, I hope.
Lovely. Thank you.
And as time flies by, you'll open up your eyes wide. You feel it's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day.
Hello, I'm Ryan Litchell from Larry San Pedro. Last week's sign, we showed to you all that we care. One more time, we care. To use this as an example, on my YouTube channel, as a sneak peek, I'm going to be showing how I care about the environment. So this week's sign is pick up your litter. One more time, pick up your litter.
It's gonna go your way. Hey, hey, it's a brand new.
Free taxi 4 times a month and 25% discount on your car insurance if you're the Zero Hero.
Yeah, I'm here in Marbella, but it says here I'm in La Canada.
If you haven't mastered the lingo, don't worry. Linear Director has a free GPS geolocator service that will come and find you. It was only when I got involved with the radio and the television, with the town hall, to try and establish this portal of communication between 137 nationalities and the town hall and vice versa, that I realised I had no idea that Marbella even had a town hall, let alone whether there was a mayor or a mayoress, and how many political parties there were or there weren't. In fact, I think most of us feel that way, even if we live here all the time. In Madrid, it wasn't that way, but in Marbella, it's so easy to forget that we are actually in a foreign country. Now, it's very important for us to sign on the padrón. Whether we have any political tendencies, it's irrelevant, and at the moment it's nothing to do with taxation. It is simply so the local town hall knows that you're here, and also receive a certain amount of money from the central government to cover policing, health, and all kinds of other local facilities, including, for example, picking up trash after us. Now, as we are talking about that there is a town hall, you might be interested to know that Ángeles Muñoz is coming up once again for to be elected as, hopefully, mayoress of Marbella. She has been supported by the President of Spain, who came down from Madrid to Marbella last Saturday to the exhibition centre, the Palacio de Congresos, to support this candidate for being head of the PP for Marbella and also to going for mayoress once again. So if you missed that event, it was obviously a very significant one, as will the elections be, I believe, next year. Velvet is synonymous with sushi, and Marie-Tess here is the young lady that makes the best sushi along the Costa del Sol. And for us, Marie-Tess is going to show us how she puts it all together. Thank you so much for letting us in your kitchen.
Yeah. Now I have to make the rainbow sushi, rainbow maki, and I need the tobiko, I need the cucumber, I need the avocado and the tempura prawns.
Wow, super. Take it away. And you can see how exquisitely she prepares the best sushi on the coast. And it's not just me that says that. Everybody talks about the sushi here. So that's the nice thing with Velvet. It's not just one style of food. It's really quite random and eclectic, because you have Turkish food and you have sushi and then you have a good old chicken and chips. So it covers all our taste buds at any time of the evening. So now the rolling obviously must be important to get the size and the shape.
Yeah.
When I've tried, I get these huge, thick trunks.
And then you have to push it here, side by side, to make it nice. Okay. Salmon, cucumber,
Avocado.
avocado, tuna. I will cut it in, normally it's 8, but it's a little bit big, so I will cut it in 9.
Such precision.
And you have to push it a little bit more.
And now to serve. When it goes on the dish, I have to say that ginger for me is one of my weaknesses. Also very good for you. And it's lovely to have a meal like this because it's delicious, it's nutritious,
and it's healthy as well.
And it's healthy. What more can you ask for?
Yeah.
And the presentation is just gorgeous.
Okay.
Voila, that looks absolutely gorgeous. And here we have it. Rainbow. Californian rainbow with Marie-Tess in velvet. Mmm, scrumptious. Tomorrow's Thursday. That means you can pick up your free edition of the Euro Weekly newspaper and check out my column Marbella Moments, always about something different. I hope you caught last week's column because I shared it with the lovely Jessica Paler. She posted an amazing post the wee hours of Wednesday the 8th for the International Women's Day, and it was just so intriguing and it was so fascinating to see how she thought, but her conclusion was that we shouldn't be hitting the streets for women's rights and equality. It should be for people's rights and equality, and I 100% agree. Anyway, I hope you pick up your Euro Weekly, follow my Marbella Moments column, and Nick will join us again tomorrow evening for another Marbella Now. In the meanwhile, take care of yourselves, be nice to each other, y hasta mañana.
And it's time